Greetings everyone, Brett here with Hammerhead Model Making, back with another 5-minute review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Academy 148 scale Cessna 172 Skyhawk. This is a kit that I purchased kind of on a whim when I was at the hobby shop. Just saw it on the shelf and thought, hey, that could be interesting. I was expecting something of like a reboxing of an old 1980s tooling, and was actually quite surprised to see that it's a fairly modern kit. I think this was tooled back in like 2010-ish, around that time. And so I was kind of curious to take a look. Now, first big red flag of this kit is the fact that they bag the clear parts in with the rest of the plastic, which is a big no-no. We'll take a look at that later. But honestly, I was kind of surprised at the level of detail on this. Now, the surface detailing is a little bit heavy-handed, especially considering the overall size of this kit. It's not a Cessna 172 is not a very big airplane in 148 scale, so it's a little on the heavy side. Think like 2015-ish Airfix, 2020 Airfix, but nevertheless, it is appreciated that it is riveted panel lines. Pretty new-ish modern tooling, especially for like a genre of aircraft modeling that doesn't get a lot of attention. And there are some molding issues where like the rivets don't go all the way around the edge of the fuselage, for example, because just the molding can't handle that. But other parts, like the instrument panel, is actually not terrible looking. There is some decent detail. The wings have wraparound details, so like the trailing edges and the sides are all part of the top, so you don't have, like, really the only seam you have to worry about on the wings is the front seam, which is fairly easy to take care of. Now, for the landing gear, you actually get three options for the landing gear. You get regular wheels, you get this wheels with the spats, and then you actually also get in this set a set of pontoon floats for the aircraft. Now, I didn't know this going into it, that it had the floats, and honestly, I think now I kind of want to do a civilian aircraft, the seaplane version of the Cessna 172. Taking a look at the clear parts. Now, scratches aside, for the most part, the clear parts are clear. They're a little on the thick side, especially the main canopy, like the main front windscreen is quite thick, and there is a decent amount of distortion along like the sides and stuff. Otherwise, it would be relatively clear, but you can see here there's a lot of scratches on the clear parts, and I'm hoping that those should be able to, polish out relatively easily. They don't seem like they're super deep, just kind of a frustration. Decals look fine. I don't have a lot to say on the decals. They are kind of glossy, like more glossy than I would expect. I don't know if Academy is still using cartograph decals anymore, so I think these may be like in-house printed for Academy. But you do get a set of pre-cut masks, which is quite nice, both canopy, clear parts, and wheel masks. So that's always a welcome bonus. Now, taking a look at the instructions, these are kind of like the fold-out type, and you obviously are going to start in the cockpit. You do get seats, instrument panel, rudder pedals, control sticks, all that stuff, but you don't get any kind of sidewall detail. You don't get any like interior detail of the door, nothing like that. So a little unfortunate. You do get a really simple engine mount and firewall. You could have a lot of fun plumbing that up and detailing it, but out of the box, it's really quite simple. The rest of it kind of all goes together as you would expect, and then finishes off with the wheels. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. Again, like I said, I picked this up on a whim. I'm actually quite surprised, and in spite of like the scratched, clear parts and kind of the overly simplistic detail inside, I actually think this could be a fun project, and a lot of possibilities for like a diorama if you want to do like the float plane version or even just a normal civilian version. I think this has a lot of possibilities, and I'm looking forward to getting this one on the bench pretty soon. So anyways, shout out to the patrons for supporting the channel, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers, everyone.